Welcome to the Change of Plans podcast. I am Joe Aguirre along with Vin Provenzano and Vin.
Yes, on-air personality, Joe.
Yeah, I'm an on-air personality.
I like it.
You like looking at my profile. It is a weird thing to call myself.
I like it. I was just randomly scrolling Facebook and judging people by their fucking descriptions of themselves. And I think I pointed out some doctor and his whole life's purpose is to fight obesity and whatever.
Kind of a douchebag has set out in life.
Like that's your fight.
I don't want any fat people. Yeah, okay, dude. Sorry. You know, it's funny. Have you seen that meme on Facebook where they show a beach from the 70s? And it's like, look, back in the 70s, not a fat body on the beach. Yeah, we used to shame those people to stay inside. Hey, fatty, get off the beach, you whale. They just didn't go to the beach.
Inside.
Yeah, they were inside all pale-skinned and keeping away from the sun. That's what they were doing.
But they didn't die of skin cancer because they never
There
went
you
outside.
go.
No.
Now, listen, this is what I call a typical American overcorrection.
Yes.
We went from not allowing fat people on the beach to encouraging fat people to wear as little as possible on the beach.
Yes.
Listen, I'm not a skinny guy. I'm not a skinny guy. I've been heavier. I've been lighter in my life.
I was 298.
You wonder. Listen, all I'm saying is just dress appropriate.
Yes,
Dress appropriate.
Yes, dress for the size.
I would never fat shame anybody.
Oh,
Well,
no.
I mean, poke a little fun,
Yes.
sure, fatty, but
Yeah.
but it's funny. It's all in good fun.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Be
listen.
confident in yourself. I'm 100% be you.
Have you seen
yes.
the other meme of the fat girl in the bikini, and it says something like, don't ask the fat girl why she's in the bikini? Yeah, listen.
Do you?
Do you?
Do
I
you?
100% agree.
Yes.
But also, do appropriate. Ask yourself what looks best on you.
But maybe, hey, listen, if you like the way you look in it, get after it, girl, guy, whatever.
You want to hear some irony right now?
Oh, boy.
The camera angle that we're working with
You
tonight.
better shut your mouth.
I'm doing it.
No, you're not.
I'm doing it.
No, you're not.
Vin literally said, I like the angle of the camera.
Yes.
Makes me look thinner. We found the angle that makes him look thin, and we're rolling with it.
Yes, I suffer from a bit of body dysmorphia, so that's what I go with. That's fucked up, Joe. That was behind the scenes conversation.
It was.
That's not nice.
I was gonna wait and put that on gonna put that on the DVD collection at the end of the series.
Wow, called me out in front of everybody.
Well, while we're calling you out on stuff, let's also talk about because
here we go.
They can't see it.
My shorts again, bro.
I don't know what's going on.
I'll pull them down.
If your wife or your sister, someone could shed some light.
Listen,
for the love of God, you look like you play basketball in the 70s. Why are your shorts so short?
I'm a grown ass man. It's Magna Piata, dude. Fucking 3-inch inseam. I'm a grown ass man. I'm not playing pick a ball at the fucking Rucker.
No kidding. When you got out of your car, your phone was in your pocket, and it was actually hanging. The webbing of your pocket was hanging. And for a minute, I was like, "Oh, oh no, just your phone."
Yeah. And these are my big shorts, dude.
These are the long ones.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's just I don't know. It's just like a couple years ago. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going 3-inch inseam, and I'm just can't stop, won't stop, dude.
You know what?
But it's so much more comfortable.
I think once you crack 40, I think you have to decide how you're going to play. You're either going to stay very fashionable and stylish,
or you're going to just shop at fucking Costco,
or you're going to find things that are comfortable.
Yeah, but that shit's not even comfortable. Like, here's the problem I have with dads, right? Like, I can't. It's like there has to be like a dad manual that's been passed around from fucking dad to dad, and every manual had cargo shorts
Yeah.
And the button down short sleeve, which is a fucking peeve of mine. I am fucking spot on right now. But you could just tell.
That's my uniform.
Like it's like put some effort in, guys. Like just a little bit. Like try some 3-inch inseam. You're gonna feel a world of difference. You're cooler. You may be able to break out and run. You know, you just never know.
It's cooler.
And dude, like you're not
I can
sweating.
imagine.
You're
like
just sweating kneecaps.
when you're driving in the car with the air conditioner on.
Dude,
I mean, it's going like it's like a direct hit.
And I have like the cooling seats, so those fucking vents, dude. Yeah, yeah, dude. It's and these are actually bathing suits. I wear them as shorts, just in case I stay ready, dude. Multifaceted clothes.
I want to say you're serious. You're serious.
I'm dead ass serious. I got them in every color: purple, blue, green, tan, black. I wear them all the time, dude. You can't get them. I'm mad I'm wearing a medium instead of a small right now. Yeah. Get after it. Leave it in the comments, guys.
Thank God for those mediums.
Mediums.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I am there. But I will say I'm hip with the kids because the kids 3-inch inseams. No one rocks the 5 or God forbid you buy a 7-inch inseam. Just wear fucking pants. 7 inches. Yeah, you got 7 inches.
These go right to the knees. They're comfortable. They keep my knees warm.
So heavy. They're so heavy.
This is a heavy canvas material, if we're being honest.
Dude,
yeah.
Oh my God, it looks like a potato sack, dude.
It feels a little sacky.
Yeah, Drew, just lighten it up a little bit. You know? People, you got to get out there, get on your grown man shit.
I've been getting made fun of on my radio station that I work
for what?
at. Well, because it's like, you know, it's Radio 104. It's a hip, cool radio station. You know, they're like, you should be wearing like ripped pants and concert t-shirts. And I'm like, I don't have anything like that.
Like, no, like you can't. Like, that's another thing. Like, you do not, you're a grown ass man. You do not wear ripped jeans.
Oh, I agree. You know, it's funny. The other night we had a huge party for the radio station. We were hosting a huge event. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to hip it up tonight. And I went and I pulled a pair of jeans out of my closet.
How do they fit?
They actually fit all right. I found $15 and a receipt from 2017. It's the last time I wore jeans.
How did it feel, though?
I hated it. I hated every minute of it.
You got to get some nice jeans. We'll go shopping.
I'm a khakis guy. I've been wearing khakis, the chinos. That's kind of been my... with a button-down plaid shirt.
Yo, bro, you cannot. I mean, I could do some nice chinos depending on what they look like.
Yeah.
I'm a food. I love food. But clothes, I'm a fucking clothes whore.
Yeah. I know you are.
But yes, I am. I'm a real big clothes snob. But I have gotten into just the basic white, black, blue, gray tees. Because I don't want to think about my outfits anymore. But if I'm going out, yo, I look good.
I was told that I look like a high school teacher that you could really talk to.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah,
like no one's worried about you stealing their kid.
Yeah, the college professor who smokes joints with his students. I was told that.
I've never been told I look like an attorney.
Yeah,
not once. I was in an Uber car on Saturday. The guy's like, "You do what?" He's like, "No fucking way." I was like, "Yeah, that's the last thing." It's like, look at this guy. He's coming out of rehab, or he's one of the people who made it out of prison.
Yeah, you know what? If you were to get into my Uber, and you were to say, "I'm going to give you 3 options. What am I? Am I a lawyer? Am I a prison escapee? Or am I just being released from rehab?"
Or the fourth is am I just this privileged kid who thinks he's a thug because he listens to too much rap music?
Yes, it's that one.
It's gonna be that one.
You're like Justin Bieber, kind of, right?
I am Bieber.
I get it.
I'm Bieber at 44. Yeah. I haven't heard that, but that's definitely me.
You don't look like, and I would say again, most lawyers in their 40s aren't nothing like this. And the shorts, I'm sure, 7-inch inseams minimum.
I had to go meet with this attorney today, and a nice guy, had to be at least 900 years old. Like, just had to be. And I walk in, and I got tattoos. I walk in like this, And he just looks at me and starts laughing. And he's like got his sleeves rolled up with the, the nice round glasses and just talking about his trip to Iceland. And I'm like, bro, we're on different levels. But
you look like the defendant here, and I look like the guy who would be representing you.
But Joe, I would be going to jail, Joe.
Yeah.
I can tell you because I wonder all the time when I'm meeting with clients and I'm just looking around the courthouse and some of these fucking jabrones that show up, these attorneys just look like they still sleep at mom's house. They just wrinkled, dandruff everywhere. And I'm like, bro, you're going to jail. Like, you are going to jail.
I don't go to court often. Yeah. I was at court the last time I was there. I remember seeing a lawyer who had to be probably 50s or 60s. And this guy was wearing a suit. And I don't know if he recently lost 150 pounds or if he inherited a suit from a gorilla. But this thing was so big.
Dude,
and this guy was such a small person. And it just, you know what it looked like? At any moment, he could, like, the clothes could have just fallen to the ground and he would have been gone. Like a magic trick.
I just don't get it. I had to teach this, like UConn used to do this program where they take these like young graduates of their law school and let them open up a fucking office on campus. These entitled little pricks, right? Here you go. So I had to go, and so I'm sitting there in a suit and tie. I have not getting paid for this shit. And fucking Pigpen walks in. This dude's got a fucking mustard stain over here. He's got like a fucking Taco Bell bag, like fucking just living his life. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm an attorney. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, you. And my point is that, and it's like anything in life, it's people see, this is the first thing they see is me, right? Like that's my number one marketing tool, right? In anything in life.
Yeah.
And people say, well, I don't judge. Everyone judges everybody on sight, right? Like if I walk in, I remember when I had $0, but I look like $1 million. You're not going to know the fucking difference. Especially in my business, if I'm charging you a good sum of money, I want it to look like I'm worth that money. And as a young attorney, you fake it till you make it, right? But I think anywhere in life, whether you're an attorney, whether you work on the radio, whether you work at Walmart, it's really just how you're presenting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't understand that. They're like, well, I'm just being me. Well, it's fucking great, dude. But like, no one's going to get to know you unless they get through the front door. And that front door is your appearance. Right. And, but in the legal profession, it's wild, man. I come in, I got a shark skin purple suit. I got a green one. I got a silver one. And 100% of the time I'll get compliments because I'm not wearing the blue pinstripe one that everyone wore to their first communion. It's just been dragging it out for 15
Well,
years.
It looks pretty pimp. And obviously if you're wearing like flashy suits, kind of like my cousin Vinny, you just assume a nice looking suit means this guy knows what he's doing. It's flashy, he's brash. Yeah. And it matches the personality.
And it fits my personality. And that's the thing. Like, I think my biggest struggle, probably up until maybe like 5 years ago in my legal profession, is just embracing the way I did shit and saying it was okay. Right. I was always comparing myself to other attorneys and, well, maybe I should be a little more buttoned up, or maybe I should do it this way. And instead of just saying, hey, you know what? This is how I rock. And if you rock with me, cool. If you don't, that's fine too. But it's just embracing, your zone of genius, as we were discussing about.
Dare I say, the Andre Agassi of lawyers.
Oh, yes, that was, I did. That is my man. That's funny. I actually never really thought about that until you said it. And did we just lose the feed?
No.
We lost the feed, Joe.
The camera went out for a hot second. That's all that happened.
Yeah, but now it's looking at you, Joe.
You think the camera's just looking at me?
You ruined the angle, Joe.
Yeah.
I just gained 40 pounds right in front of people.
Not your best look.
It's not, dude. Can you get it back to where it was?
I'm working on it. Keep talking about your sexy outfits, flashy man.
I am not. How was your Father's Day, dude?
Oh, it's funny. My wife just celebrated a birthday. And
How old? 25?
something like that.
I know it.
She was pretty excited, and she picked out this place that she wanted to go to for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a farm.
From the table.
Yeah, you know, whatever it is. I don't
Yep.
know. That's not really my thing necessarily.
Do they have like a farm behind the restaurant? Like, what did you ever wonder? Like, what
We are live, by the
classifies-
way, as you can see here from
Yeah.
the messages from Diane.
My
Diane
sister's
Marie,
on
is that
here.
your sister watching it?
Oh no.
Watching on YouTube. I like it.
Oh no.
All right.
Oh, Diane. Yeah. Hi, Diane. That's my sister. She's me and my sister are on one right now. So,
Are you and your sister best friends?
whew. That's a big question. That's a heavy question. I don't think you could be best friends with a sibling.
You could be best friends with a sibling.
No, I think
My dad thinks you can. My dad thinks you should be one.
my sister is my sister. So I think that's a fair. Yeah, that is some brilliant.
That really, yeah.
That's something
Now,
my wife would have said. 'Cause my wife says that shit all the time. Like, well, if you're hungry, just eat. Like, no shit. But like, I think from a relationship standpoint, I think that's above best friend. Like, sister's above best friend, brother's above best friend.
it's above.
Oh, 1,000%. Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes, like 1,000%. What is she saying?
She sent you a bunch of texts.
Yeah, I
Check your
don't
phone.
get it down here because this guy's basement
Oh.
is like a fucking
No,
microwave.
all right. Let's talk about this for a minute. First of all, I got this new MacBook and it's great, but I don't know how to use
I
it.
mean, you got like this paneling from like the 40s, but behind the paneling, it's like all soundproof, and I can't get a hold of anybody.
Yeah, it's like a bomb shelter down here. So I don't know how to work a MacBook, and this guy doesn't know. I mean, I didn't I put you on the internet last time you were here?
Yeah, dude. Like, I don't know how that stuff works. But yes, my sister was sending
Vinny
me a
and
bunch
I
of-
are like in the same army squad, not besties. Well, all right. I mean,
There
it's
it
been
is.
it's
There it
been
is.
declared, I suppose.
Yes, we
I thought best friends. So you're saying best friends, that's a category lower than
that's
sibling?
Yeah, 1,000%, dude.
My dad would love to hear me say that.
Oh no! Oh, don't get my sister started on the dad topic today, dude. We
Let's do it.
Oh,
Do we want to
no.
go there?
I mean, we can. It's been a weird week, dude. A weird weekend. So my grandfather passed away on Friday.
Oh, for reals?
No, I'm making it up to get fucking views. Like, what kind of dickbag do I look like, bro? I mean, I would do that.
Good.
but-
Yeah. No, I thought we
What-
talked about maybe a dead
Um,
grandparent over Father's Day weekend. I said, yeah, that'd be great for the ratings.
Yeah.
I didn't know we were doing it. Great. So tell me about it. Must have been real sad, Vin.
Yeah. So, that's hilarious.
My sympathies, by the way, to your whole family.
Thank you.
Especially your sister, who's also watching.
It's all right. None of my family's watching, which is hence the drama that's going on. Yes, so my grandfather, 90 years old, 17 kids, had a life. But kind of spin it back to remember my wife was on and my reactions about death, and I'm like, well, he's old, right?
Yeah.
Like the guy, like if anyone had a full life, that's my grandfather. But the way I find out is like a text message from my dad. May want to see your grandpa. And then next one's he's dead.
Oh, too late. Can't
Yeah,
say it. He
so,
died. Oh, geez,
we
really?
have-
And wait, and you and your dad, there's
we haven't talked
No.
in 3 years. So like we
all right.
didn't-
Time out.
Oh, boy.
Because you know, my mom had a
Yeah,
stroke in
yeah.
January, and my brother, who I don't really talk to that much, about 12 hours after it happened, nobody had told me, and he texted me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, bro, mom had a stroke. She's fine. I didn't want to bother you.
Yeah.
So now you
it's
got the kids.
It's the whole hum. I will say, so I had a couple uncles I did reach out, but we haven't. Me and my sister haven't.
Wait, but was it weird just to hear from your dad in the first place? Is my bigger point. Like your dad hits you up. How often do you hear from your dad?
I haven't talked.
This is
to my-
like some Barbara Walters shit here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try
I-
to get
I-
you to cry.
and never gonna happen.
Come on.
I haven't talked to my dad since 2022, maybe 2 years, 2.5 years
All
now.
right.
So kind of Cliff Notes version on what happened with that. I was getting married. I had a little surprise wedding at my house. It was small. We had like maybe 20 people showing up. It wasn't like this big wedding thing. And so I called my dad and I'm like, listen, I'm getting married. My mom's going to be there. Can't bring your fiance. Right. My dad wasn't too appreciative of that, but you got to remember this lady was across the street from where we grew up. So the dynamics were a little bit aggressive, to say the least. And he's like, and I was like, my house, my rules, which a parent probably doesn't want to hear. But
No, they hate that.
I was, and to be honest, I wasn't trying to be a dick, although I don't like her, so I didn't give a shit really. But I was really just respecting my happiness, my peace in my house. And if he would have just said, hey, I don't respect that decision, whatever, I'm not coming, I could have lived with that. I'm good. I'm not mad. Do no shows my wedding, which is crazy in itself. He was in Cromwell that morning of the day I was getting married. But then goes around, all of a sudden I'm a shitty son and all this stuff I don't care about. But then he took it out on my sister and basically excommunicated my sister from the family as well. And my sister got married at the Del Mar, and they had a big Provenzano meeting. And basically it was, you go to my sister's wedding, you're out of the family. And so we had maybe 2 Provenzanos show up at my sister's wedding. And the family hasn't talked to us since. So the next time we hear from our family is my grandfather passing, which is crazy, just because he was the guy who always had the family around, big family, so it's kind of ironic, but so we have the wake and whatnot tomorrow, and that'll be the first time we've talked to our family in 2 years and some change. So depending on it, like they're apparently having a big tribute dinner tonight, like getting the family together for my grandfather. And I'm doing my podcast because clearly I wasn't invited. My sister's online watching, feverishly typing away.
Dude, I mean, here's the thing. I understand being petty and being like an asshole, but I don't know. Like in my family, if there's one thing that draws us all together, and my God, if we don't have one every other year, it's a funeral.
Yeah.
Somebody dies, everybody gets together, and we do man, it's been too long. Yeah. Haven't seen you in ages. You know what? We got to stop seeing each other at these funerals. We should hang out.
1,000%.
And then 2 years later, we're at another funeral, and you have that same conversation. But still.
Yeah, it's I think what I'm struggling with is how I'm going to react tomorrow, right? Like in one sense, I'm a hold grudge guy. I'm a ride or die guy with my sister, and like whatever people do to me, I don't care. But if I'm gonna walk in and supposed to put on this like happy face to go talk to my like family that I haven't seen, or on the flip side, do I just go pay my respects and bounce? So then I'm trying to be polite about all this shit because there are some people on Facebook that may be watching and all that. But yeah, it's gonna be a weird time. And the cool thing is, but me and my sister will roll in together. And I envision it being like a Matrix movie. Like the wind starts blowing and the jacket starts flapping around and I'm in all black. But yeah, he had a long run.
It's a good thing we did all that dancing at my wedding.
Oh, shots fired. Oh no.
Explain that. I could tell that was something. I knew that was something, Di. I could tell that was a shot at somebody.
No, we're not doing shots over here, Di. No. No.
Di, go ahead and explain it. I'll put it up.
No. It's so it's tough. It's like it stinks because like at one end you want to celebrate like your grandfather. Like I didn't see him in a couple of years because of the family thing, but like overall, like I'm named after my grandfather, right? Like I lived underneath him for a bunch of years, right? Like it was, I'm the second oldest grandson, like all of that stuff. And I'm not able to go through that process and like remember those memories and all this stuff because of the other fucking BS. And the same could be said for my sister. And she was like, I was involved. My sister was an Uber Provenzano, like their food, cleaning every Sunday, like all of that. And I just don't think it's not about us, but I think people don't realize too, like we didn't get a chance to spend those last 2 years, right? And like instead of just going and paying our respects, I know I got to deal with this bullshit coming up. And I think that's one of the things you have to, one of the things I'm learning to do is deal with your perspective of things. And hey, regardless of what happens, people are going to do whatever they want to do. So, I mean, I wasn't even going to go. But, I got to go pay my respects and try to be at my best behavior and understand that like I can only control what I'm doing. So, that's the shitty part, especially on Father's Day, but I mean, fucking 90 years old, bro, and 17 kids. Like, that's a long time, dude.
Yeah. I mean, there's no reason to be sad about that. That is a long life. Here, Deb Sterner Tulis, all I can say is make amends when you can. I mean, again, I don't understand carrying the grudge over once there's a death. I mean, I think that's when you got to like call a timeout.
Yeah, I think you do, but I think those people made their bed, so now you got to sleep in it. Like,
Sure.
like, I think my making amends is really with me. I'm not angry about it anymore, right? Like, I'm not, like, I don't harbor this ill will, but like, you don't get a pass because someone died either. Like, I'm gonna go be respectful, hopefully, but like, you don't get the pass because something bad happened, right? Like, you had a whole bunch of opportunities to reach out and make amends, and you didn't.
I hadn't spoken to my brother in 3.5 years, and my mom's best friend passed away. And we were at the funeral. No, I'm sorry, we were at the wake. And I went over and I was talking to my mom. And my dad, who, as I told you before, is like, hey, that's your brother. You should go talk to him. And I was like, nah, I'm all set. And then I came to pay my respects. My brother just came over, sat down, and was like, hey, I won't even tell you what the greeting was, but he was like, hey, what's up? And just started like shooting the breeze.
Yeah, that's gonna be that will undoubtedly be everyone at this thing tomorrow. Undoubtedly, like, hey kid, how's it going? And I'm not gonna be like, I won't be outwardly rude. Like, I'm not angry about it anymore. But like, you don't.
How much of it too is you're kind of happy to see those folks after such a long time?
Like,
I mean, a little bit. I think you might find that it's nice to see them.
But I won't, because I enjoy my peace. Like I really, really try to focus on like the vibrations I put out, the vibrations I take in, and I don't need that negative energy. And I like already, because I know my family, right? Like for me, like the way I'm built, I know once I leave somewhere, people are gonna run them out. I don't care. It's my family. It is what it is. But like, there's a point where I draw the line, and they crossed it. And like I said, I don't wish any ill will. Like, and frankly, like I'm not even mad about it anymore. But no, I'm not like, well, this makes me realize that life is finite, and no matter what happens, we're blood. Because just because you're blood doesn't mean you should have a spot in my life. You should be a fixture in my life. It's just you're a father, uncle, and aunt by title, but that doesn't. It's just a title. You haven't created that relationship. So, and I think that my time is worth more than any of that. Like, I can't even. And I'm not. The other thing is, I can't just forget about it and just be like, well, I'm gonna be happy for this few minutes. This is a good feeling. Like, ain't no shit. Like, cause you're like for me, like, especially coming from being married before, not having kids, to being married, having a stepson, and like all these things that I'm experiencing that none of my family like ever like said, hey, let's go see Jess play, or hey, let's go see Vin and Claudia, or like that sort of thing. Like, you got to miss out on all that stuff, and then to have this event happen and act like, okay, we're like bygones be bygones. It's not It's not going to happen. If you want to come own up to your shit, then we'll have a conversation. But that's just not how family rolls. And so you make your bed, you sleep in it. I don't think I would ever. I don't have the need to reach out. If someone reached out to me in any situation, regardless if it's family or not, and it was a similar situation, and they want to sit down, have an actual discussion, I'll sit down at the table and have that discussion. Then at the end of it, either it's shaked out, but at least we had the discussion. But it ain't no way anything is going to happen until that discussion happens. So it just thinks that, you get to this point in life and it's like me and my sister are literally living our best lives. And these people chose not to be a part of it. And now I got to go see them tomorrow to pay respects to my grandfather, who I really didn't see for a couple of years because, yes, I made the choice. I didn't want to interact with these people because I knew what was going on. It's difficult, but on the flip side, you try to think of like, yeah, was his life perfect? No, but like, dude, I mean, the guy raised 17 kids, being a baker, and if you ever asked him, he was like, I had the best life. That was his line. Like, he's like, as we said, he's like, I had the best life. And that's all you could ask for. And you often run into people who have regrets, and I should have done this and I could have done that. But I'd never, ever, ever heard him say that, like, ever, which was remarkable.
You just said something. Ryan Zimmer here just commented 100% get that sometime you need to keep toxic family out of your life. I agree with what you were saying before, that just because you're a member of my family by blood, that doesn't entitle you to a place at my table. I could not agree with you anymore on that.
Yeah.
I've gone out of my way in the last 10 years to where I don't put myself in situations that I don't find enjoyable. And that means hanging out with family members who I just don't enjoy spending time with, or who I feel are toxic people. And it's not a popular decision with a lot of my family members, but there's certain people I just decided I don't care that we're related. I don't want to be with you ever.
Well, yeah, and it doesn't, and I also want to be clear, it doesn't make that person a bad person. It's just, you're not for me, right? Like, you're not for me. And a death, any type of death also makes you realize, yes, this is finite. And because my time is finite, I have the right to choose who I'm spending the time with or not.
Especially because.
Well, and it's having conversations. I mean, Diane will be the first to tell you there was periods of our lives where we didn't agree on stuff. We didn't talk at times. But like, we always had conversations at the end of the day that brought us back to brother and sister, right? Like, and Diane will be the first to tell you if she did some fucked up shit, I'm the first person to go radio silent because I'm not spending my time doing that. And vice versa. If I fucked up, my sister was on my ass about it, right? But those are the discussions we had. So it doesn't, I'm not painting my family as bad people. They're just not for me.
Yeah, no, they sound like great people. Totally nobody here's judging those folks. They're wonderful.
Listen,
it just is not relating to you. I get it.
Yeah. Good cover, Joe.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Here we go.
Joe's a ride or die too. He's quickly becoming a floor in my life.
I'm glad. Yeah, you need that. We all need that in our lives, you know. You really do.
You do, and I think.
But I'll tell you, listen. I think this is such an important lesson because, and I feel like for a lot of people, especially people who do have serious issues with their family, it tends to be, and I know a lot of people like this, that blood is thicker than water. Which, if you actually understood what that meant, it's blood is thicker than water, or no, blood is thicker than the covenant of the water or something. It's actually the reverse meaning of what you think it is. It's actually, you're supposed to pick people, and again, not just who you're related to. So it's something to think about.
And I will say, like, and I will give credit to my sister again. My sister was very much an idealist, and this is my family, had this ideal thought of father daughter you know, aunts, uncles, family, and I mean, she was completely and utterly devastated with the wedding. Um, and me, I always kept everyone at an arm's length distance, anyways. So I kind of saw it for what it was. Um, but I think my sister was very, very much almost like my little house on the prairie type of this is my father and we're father daughter relationship. And having 17 kids, inevitably these aunts are closer in age to me and my sister than their other siblings just because of the age range. So she was like, you know, she was the next sister, right? Like she was the extra one. And and I think that's what bothered her the most was that ideal, but it really wasn't that, right? They never looked at us as one of them,
Yeah.
as far as like a extended brother or aunt, which is fine, or sister. But I saw that a mile away. So I love going to Provenzano parties. Like there's nothing better than having fucking 30 people in a room that look like me because we're all good looking and they sound like me and we're outrageous. But I kept it for that where, you know, my sister was knee deep in it. But I'm so proud of her because now she's doing her own thing and she's happy with who she is. And it took a lot for her to get there. And she realized she didn't need all of that to have a good life. And you know, and I think that's probably the proudest thing, like as a big brother, to see that. So
That is so nice.
I try.
Di should be on tonight's show. My goodness.
Oh, dude, you don't want two of us on, man. That's
Well, my understanding is a Provenzano party is the kind of party you want. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we'll need a couple hours. That'd be a good time though. We'll do that. Die's a bowl of fun.
Listen, no one goes no contact without trying or knowing life is short, the grief is real. Yeah, that's a decision people make, and
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
You can't. Like you can only control what you're doing. And so that's why I'm gonna do my best to put my best foot forward tomorrow. So that was kind of shitty of the weekend, but on a positive note, I had a really good Father's Day, which was a blast for me.
Your sister just wrote, Joe, that would be dangerous. That being well, we already tried that once, although I guess two blood Provenzanos on the same show might be more than the internet is able to.
I mean, people thought
withstand.
Beyonce breaks the internet. She can't hold a candle.
What did you do for Father's Day?
I had a great Father's Day, so I will say I went golfing with my stepson and his dad. So it was two men and a kid. Two dads are better than one, and I had a blast, man. Like, super blessed once again, like with the relationship I have, obviously with my stepson, but with his dad as well. Another good conversation with him, and I won't get into details, but we had a good time, man. And the kid was just having a blast. And he wished me happy Father's Day. Usually it's You're Not My Daddy Day. That's what we try to celebrate on Saturdays. But that quick moment of, hey, happy Father's Day to me, that's one that will sit with me for a while. But yeah, it was a blast. Went and had some food after, shot the shit, got some weird looks on the golf course. Like, look at these two progressive guys raising the kid together. Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's we get the looks. We went one time. We went to a doctor appointment together. That was fun when the nurse told us to sit in the hallway, and the kid's like, "Those are my two dads." Yeah, I had to clarify that pretty quick. And it looks like,
oh my God, that's too funny.
Yeah, and I look like this, and his dad's like a manly man, works construction, big 6'4" dude.
Yeah.
So clearly
it looks a little unusual, but it's like, oh, I can see it. Makes sense.
I can see it, But yeah, man, it was a good time. What'd you do?
We went to so my wife's birthday was Friday. I spent a lot of money on a farm to whatever they're called, which you and I were talking before. Technically everything
is farm to table.
It's just how long does it take to get there, really?
Yeah, like no one's walking out of the farm and like right to my table. Like
So Friday night was supposed to be her birthday dinner, and it was expensive dinner. You had to prepay.
Yeah.
And they were like, look, we're going to keep our eye on the weather. And if we cancel, there's a rain date, or we'll cancel and we'll refund you. And Friday morning, I'm keeping my eye on my email to see what's up. And I just got a refund. There was no, hey, nothing. So I said to my wife, I'm like, hey, I'm really sorry. That expensive, fancy birthday dinner I got you canceled.
We go to Ruby Tuesdays. They open.
But as it worked out, that same place had a Father's Day lunch. So that's what we did for Father's Day. But if I'm being honest,
it was really about mom.
Yeah.
But I feel
that's fine. And I don't we shared it. It was, I guess, for both of us.
But
eating at her favorite place.
Rid of Father's Day. Because like Mother's Day is like a top 2 holiday. Like not for us.
Yeah.
But for moms. Like they get like the flowers, they get the dinner, they get the presents.
Oh yeah.
They get the Facebook shout outs, like Instagram. I mean, I understand me because like I'm a +1 everywhere.
Yep.
But like it's real. I mean, even go look at like the Father's Day cards are just like zero effort. It's like some stick figures. Love your dad. I'm like, there you go. It's atrocious. Just waving at your daughter. 4
kids, no cards. That's fine. I'm not a card guy.
Oh no, dude, that is atrocious.
I got some golf balls, some golf tees. That's about it. That's fine. And then I got that nice dinner that my wife wanted.
Did you pay for dinner?
Yes.
Yo, yes.
And it was like a surf and turf thing. And the kids got hamburgers and hot dogs, but my kids are too good for that. They ended up eating all my steak.
Of course.
So I mostly just had lobster and salad.
That's what happens, though. We live for them. We live for them, dude. That's okay. And you get every day's Father's Day, dude. I hate when people say that shit too. It's just not true. It's just not.
It isn't true. It isn't true at all.
I mean, I really can't speak to it either. As my friend Brian Howard famously told me, like, I'm not a real dad. Now, mind you, he's like one of my best friends.
Why did he say that?
He may have had a couple too many bevies.
Oh.
I think we're talking about something. And he said it. And as soon as it came out of his mouth, I saw him wilt like an old flower. He felt horrible. And I've been ragging on him for 4 years about it. Text me Happy Father's Day. You know I'm not a real father. Oh. But, it's okay. I like being bonus dad. Bonus dad is like the cheat code to parenting.
That's you got it good. You get the best parts.
Dude, yeah. It's like having a cake and all I gotta do is eat the frosting.
And he's already like a good one. He's already like successful and on his way.
It's like I got the best hot pocket in the world. Like,
yeah.
You just fucking put it in a microwave and it's like poof. And every year it gets better. Every year. I love it. I walk around like I have a show pony around town.
That's pretty dope.
I'm like, yeah, that one's mine. Unless he strikes out or something, then I don't acknowledge him at all. Which is also the perk.
That's right.
A bonus dad.
Because then he has a dad at that point.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, take care of your son. Straighten that shit out.
Biologically, that's your mess, pal.
Yeah.
Look what you did.
He had my genetics. Yeah, he'd be wearing 3-inch inseams. Although he could wear 5-inch and they look 3-inch because he's like a foot taller than me already. So it's completely annoying, by the way. Like I took a picture and I just look, my arm's like up here and I'm like, he looks like my dad at this point.
How's he? Is he in good golfing?
Yeah, it's super annoying. He's one of those that's good at everything.
Yeah,
and then he geeks out on everything too, which is, I was just talking about this with someone at the gym. I've never, like this kid, like fishing, watches bass videos and just fishes and then goes and does it, right? And then he figures it out. Watches golf swings and he just teaches himself and you watch. And he likes the science of it. But yes, it's super annoying. But like, so yesterday, like him and his dad they made this bet about who's going to win the back 9. And he's on this. It might have been a par 5. He has a big shot through the trees off a drive. And says, no way you're hitting that. No way you're hitting that. I'm like, here we go. Kid launches a dot like a fucking laser. Excuse my language. I'm trying not to swear, but I'm going to. And it was the funniest thing to watch him talk crap to his dad. And his dad just looks at me and just laughs. So then I had to start kicking the ball off the tee because I'm team dad, right? Like I gotta be team dad. But yes, he's pretty much good at everything in life except for spelling, pronouncing words properly.
And that just comes with time.
And talking to the girls, which is just complete waste of good looks, dude.
That also just comes with time.
I don't know with him, man. He's out wife shopping. Like he just wants to skip the dating and find a wife. I'm serious. Like he's just an old man, dude. Like he's just.
We got to talk. We got to talk some sense into him. Who's telling him that? His dad?
No, none of us are. None of us are. We don't understand. Like this dude is a good. Like if I look like this kid in high school, I would have had at least 17 kids like my grandpa by the time I was graduating.
Yeah.
Like this, and I'm like, bro, could just let's get the going here, right? Like you need me to get an in-ground pool. Like, what do we need to do? But
wait, did your grandfather have more than one wife?
No.
So that one lady, your grandmother,
twins. No twins,
17 times.
Well, obviously more, but yeah, she had one hobby.
No, I didn't mean. I wasn't. I meant that she had.
That's my grandmother,
birth.
Bro.
No, I didn't mean how
What
many.
are you trying to say about my grandma right now, man? Come on. Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, it's wild. No twins, and he was a baker, bro. Like he made like strudels and pastries. It's just crazy.
I'll bet he did.
But like my grandmother, I think I told you this story. So my grandmother was hilarious. So my
I'm
grandma
sure she was.
She was a pot stirrer. She loved just causing shit at the dinner table. And she liked her vodka. She called me Vincent with a B for at least the first 29 years of my life. Couldn't get the V out. Vincent! Because she smoked Newports, like 30 of them at a time, bro. Fucking double fisted, like blah, 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 right? So, and my grandfather one day, she had to be maybe like 75, 76, was like, you need to stop drinking or I'm leaving you. Like what? You're doing what? She was like this. Stops drinking out of nowhere. Like out of nowhere. Like just cold turkey, no withdrawal.
Wow.
She was the most gangster woman I've ever met in my entire life. And she would sit at the parties, even when she was older, and she'd just be stirring her coffee and just start like spreading like little rumors around the fucking room. And I'd watch it.
Damn, really?
Oh, she was great. She was great. Smart. But yeah, it was a wild time. And they had a two family. So we lived on the bottom floor and they all lived on the top floor. And it just
must have been chaos.
It was but it was awesome. So that when I do work now, like there has to be a lot of stuff going on. Like I can't do work in quiet. I need music going on. I need dogs barking. Like the more chaos, the more productive I am because that's what I grew up in. But I think that's probably the one thing I miss about my family is that noise, that chaos. But yeah, man, it was a wild time. It was a good time.
So your family is noisy.
Yeah, they.
That's their best quality, apparently.
They're very handy too. I will say we do. If you need like a plumber, an electrician, like a carpenter, like they got all the because with all those kids, you're bound to have every facet of life covered.
Yeah,
ever.
I would think so.
Yeah, so you're good. We could have our own little like country.
Our own little country.
Yeah, Provenzano land.
That would be nice.
I probably want to be invited there though.
No, you wouldn't be.
I would be exiled out.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you this: what is the valuable takeaway from tonight? Seems as though we always kind of have a bigger point in mind.
Yeah, I think for me, anyways, it's be okay with who you are and where you're at, despite what everyone else is saying. Like, right? Like, despite what either it's your family, your naysayers, or just the situation you're in, just be comfortable with who you are and do right by you. I think that's my biggest takeaway is fighting the urge to stick it to someone instead of just being me and doing right by like what's good for me. I'm not doing something because it's good for this person or that person or it's going to mend fences. I'm doing it because it makes me feel good, right? Like I'm not going to do something because it makes someone else feel good, but it's me taking care of me first. I think that's my takeaway from it.
Like I said earlier, look, I've seen a lot of people spend a lot of their life chasing family that, no, I'm not talking about myself here, but just I know a lot of people and I mean, I almost feel bad. They have this mentality of like, family first, like it's Lilo and Stitch or something. I don't understand that blind loyalty to someone who, or people for that matter, who are not there for you when you're constantly chasing it. And I think it's important. And I think at some point you have to grow up and you have to evaluate and you have to look around and you have to decide, are the people in my life who I deem important, those floor people, as we've revealed before, are those really your strongest supporters? Are those really your best relationships? And if they're not, you got some decisions to make there, and it's a tough decision to make.
Incorrect, and you got to understand, like not everyone has to bring all of it to the table, right? Like the floors, doors, and windows. But I think also too that your family doesn't have to be this blood. It could be your best friend, right? It could be your neighbor that you're super like whoever it is. I think for me the defining family as what has to be your blood, that's not my definition of family. My definition of family aligns more towards that floor. And then I think if you look in that with those types of lenses, like you said, you could start evaluating and make some tough choices. But if you're really thinking about it, the choices aren't that tough because if you're like, I want to protect my peace, I want to protect my happiness, then the path is pretty clear. So I think that going forward, if people are aware of what makes them happy, and then aligning your whole life to that lane of happiness, things tend to fall into place because everything kind of funnels down that one-way road you're going down, and that leads to happiness.
Speaking of Father's Day, did one of my kids snatch my phone out from in front of me?
Yes.
And I didn't see it happen.
I did, but I wasn't narking out because I'm no snitch. Prison rules, gang. Yeah, guy. You got swatted by your own daughter.
Dude, the worst thing about working from home is, as a professional broadcaster,
having friends coming over in short shorts and your daughter seeing them.
Yes. That 100% that. Oh, boy. I think this was a good episode.
It was very unexpected, but it was very cathartic for me. I needed to get some things out.
Yeah, you did.
I did. I came in a little hot and heavy, so I apologize for that, but I needed it. So I think
how are you feeling now? You seem.
I'm much more calm. Like I will tell you, I was like someone shook up a bottle of fucking soda, and I was about to pop. But I feel, but I think that's the whole point of the podcast. Like the whole point of change of plans. Like, you have these conversations, and I think by having conversations like this, it makes you feel better. You talk it out, and then you give me a different perspective to actually think about. And that's one of the things I enjoy about doing this with you is that there's two sides to everything, and sometimes you need to talk it out. And and the podcast helps me do that with stuff. Hopefully, it helps you. And thank you for the people who did participate and drop the comments and questions and things like that, because we learn from everybody.
Yeah, we totally do. And we definitely got to get Di on here.
Yeah, she should be in.
She's been a great supporter.
Yeah.
Not a best friend to Vinny.
Nah, she's my little sister. That's
but a different level.
Yeah, that's And that's my sis.
I'm telling you, my dad would be so proud. Yeah. Look, this is nice too. Your sister says we got each other tomorrow.
Yeah, we're good. That's it. You know.
That's the other thing. I again, right? I think it's so important, especially when you're dealing with family, is find the people who are already with you. Start there.
Yeah.
Start there. I say that all the time. Sometimes you don't recognize who your allies are. Or you want it to be this person and it's this person, and you're like, I wish, and it's like, no, that's your person. Roll with that.
Like that is like, I'm so glad you said that because we don't look in our own house, right? Like we're always looking outside of our house. We want that instead of realizing if you just look where you're sitting and who's around you now, you have it, and appreciate that and nurture that relationship, right? Like, because those are the people that want to grow with you instead of, I wish I had that. I can guarantee you, if you're like, I wish I had that, if you just looked around you and looked in your life, you already have it. It's just whether you're nurturing that, whatever it is, that relationship, whatever you're trying to gain in life, 9 out of 10 times you already got it.
Yeah, I say that almost every week because I really think that's true. And I really think that that's something that I think people struggle with. And so, again, I love having these conversations. I think they're super productive. And I really don't even know what I'm talking about. Vinny's a lawyer and an orator and a life coach, and changeofplanct.com if you want to set up a consultation. This guy knows what he's talking about. And again, you're super easy to talk to. And I share a lot on this show.
I love it.
I share a lot. I don't really have other outlets of sharing my stuff.
But I learn just as much from you as you do from me, because you're, it's what I don't like to just opine on things and just let it go into the universe, because Lord knows I'm not right all the time. I mean, I'm good with where I'm at, but I'm always want to learn, and I think I enjoy listening to you talk because I can see it coming. I can see where you're going, and I can see you get excited about it, and it's dope. And then it's like there's a lot of things that's like, oh shit, like that last thing you just said about, like, look around you, like that opens up a whole nother like part of my brain. I'm like, you know what, that's right. Like, and now I'm gonna use that tonight when I go home, when I'm like, oh man, my family, this, that, and a third. Then I look around, I'm like, well, I got what the family I want. I have it at my address. I have it in my house, and I'm good, right? Like anyone else wants to be a part of it, cool, you know where I'm at. But I go home and I'm good.
Wins.
Yeah.
That's keeping stock of wins.
Yep.
See how each and every episode, I'm telling you, the sum of all these parts, I think leads to, what's the word I'm looking for? Clarity.
Yeah.
We're all going through stuff in life, and we all have questions, and we all question ourselves, and we all have times where we're up and we're down, where we question relationships. And again, I think it's important sometimes to just sit back and take stock. And that's what we're doing here. We invite you to do that. Again, visit changeofplanct.com. Not for nothing. If you're thinking about, about getting some life coaching, first of all, you get like a free consultation with this guy. I think if you spend 5 minutes with this dude, you can just tell, like, this is a guy that will help you change your life. And I hate that Tony Robbins bullshit, because I think a lot of that is just nonsense. Like, pursue your dreams and shoot for the stars. Like, okay, I can't, but I'd like, I mean, like, it's not most of what that guy says, and people of his ilk, it's like, the fuck up. What are you even talking about? Live your best life and soar. What? How? Does that even fucking mean? I can't do any of those things.
Yeah, it's like David Goggins. Join the Marines. They're Army Rangers. They're doing a million push-ups. I mean, if that's what you're looking for, I'm not the one. My coaching practice, my style is very conversational. we figure out what works for you. But it's what you see on this podcast is just what you're getting on a one-on-one session. So I'm not gonna make you rich, and you're not gonna have a Bugatti in the mansions and do 1,000 pull-ups. But I promise you, you're gonna be much better than you were before you got here. So, I shouldn't promise you, but
Deb Sterner-Tola says, really appreciate your conversations, and we appreciate you checking
100%.
us out each and every week. That's why we're here. So if you want to imagine a session with Vinny, just substitute yourself in this position, and he'll be here.
And literally, that is the session. This isn't. I never really thought about it that way, but you're literally watching coaching sessions every week on a podcast, and
I've never been doing better.
Oh, bullshit.
For Vin Provenzano and all the Provenzanos all across the land, I'm Joe McGuire. Thanks for checking out this week's episode of the Change of Plans podcast.